Way before the first selfie, the ancient Greeks had a myth about someone a little too obsessed with their image. It all starts with Narcissus, a handsome guy wandering in search for someone to love. Narcissus was unable to find someone that met his standards until he caught a glimpse of his own reflection in a river and fell in love with it. He became so obsessed that he wasn't able to tear himself away from his own reflection. Let's look at the dictionary definition of narcissism. Narcissists have an exaggerated sense of self-confidence, an excessive need for admiration, and lack of empathy. As Narcissus fell in love with his reflection, he found his weak spot, his Achilles heel. Narcissus drowned by the river, gazing at himself. Narcissists often face one major hurdle that can be detrimental for self-growth. Imagine you go to school, and you're like, "Hey everyone, high five, I'm awesome." Well, you might be able to get away with that. But then you hang out with your friends, and you say, "Oh, today, we're going to talk about how amazing I am." And then you go home, and you say, "Hey mom, you want to hear about how cool I am?" That's where the problem starts. When narcissists continue to repeat this pattern and can't control it, they set a wrong benchmark that they're the best, neglecting opportunities to learn from others. Due to this heightened sense of grandeur, they also miss out on opportunities to explore other skills, which they would have found if they were more open to learning. Keeping all these negative traits in mind, you really don't want anything to do with narcissism, or do you? It is important to keep in mind that there is a genuine narcissistic personality disorder with no cure. It is a clinical diagnosis which is relatively rare and affects 1 or 2% of the population. After the diagnosis, NPD requires professional treatment. So in this talk, I will not be referring to the diagnosis, solely on the ever-present narcissistic mentalities that we are able to change. Are narcissistic mentalities on the rise amongst the youth today? Could social media narcissism be creating a self-obsessed generation? Social media, particularly Facebook and Instagram, focus on sharing, and sometimes oversharing, one's own image and opinions. Young adults who use these platforms are usually prone to narcissism. People who are narcissistic have more followers, tend to be more active, and take more selfies. If you think about social media without narcissism, it would be kind of lame. It would be just memes and cat videos. Here's the thing. Joe Pierre, a professor at UCLA, states that narcissism is increasing due to social media, creating a narcissism epidemic. Research professors at Boston University concluded that narcissism today is 70% higher than it was 30 years ago. Even if you wanted, there really is no way for us to completely avoid narcissism. Most of us think of narcissism as something bad. Nobody is like, "Hey, I'm a narcissist," or "Me and my new friend, she's really narcissistic." But there really is a difference between healthy narcissism and destructive narcissism. Destructive narcissists are unable to handle criticism. They take advantage of others and expect to be treated as superior. On the other hand, healthy narcissists have a quiet, comfortable confidence. They are aware of their strengths as well as their weaknesses and view both as essential to their holistic sense of self. Their ability to adjust makes them excellent negotiators and problem solvers. People with healthy egos can compromise and be collaborative, allowing them to build mutually beneficial relationships. Healthy narcissists are self-aware, flexible, and respectful. Healthy narcissists are common, a lot of them successful CEOs. According to the Harvard Business Review, narcissists might be irritating attention seekers. but they're also unknowingly likely to succeed. They're known as irritating, but successful. Let's take some examples. Think of Amazon's founder, Jeff Bezos, or Tesla CEO, Elon Musk. What did they have in common? What integral personality trait made them so successful? It's narcissism, their flaw. Narcissism can have some incredible pros, which can be useful and necessary for leaders. Starting with Musk, a study on his leadership by the Harvard University describes him as a charismatic, visionary leader and a narcissist. In other words, Musk is able to exhibit boldness and confidence better with the help of his narcissistic views of self. Let's shift to Bezos. His narcissistic traits are being a productive, confident, and an assertive leader. His perseverance and resilience have allowed him to maintain a successful business empire. The most important trait that plays into the successful leadership of both Musk and Bezos is, in fact, their narcissism. All in all, it's a beneficial leadership quality. Psychologists say that their sense of superiority gives them a mental toughness not to give up. Their overconfident attitude makes them risk takers. They took narcissism, something traditionally considered a flaw, made it an advantage, and used it as a tool for growth. The thing is, we can learn a lot from narcissism, from narcissistic individuals in our lives, about what to do and what not to do. What not to do definitely includes not drowning in a river looking at ourselves. But what we can learn is how to put ourselves out there and be assertive. What we can also learn is how not to let our ego take over our life. In fact, think of narcissism as one tool in your toolbox. It can either make or break you. When used incorrectly, narcissism can shatter things around you. But when used at the right time, narcissism can be incredibly effective. Thank you.